Hey friend, here's a spontaneous outpour. Hope you enjoy it. Job 38, verse 4 through 11. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me if you understand. Who marked off its dimensions? Surely you know. Who stretched a measuring line across it? On what were its footings set? Or who laid its cornerstone? While the morning stars sang together and all the angels shouted for joy, who shut up the sea behind doors when it burst forth from the womb? When I made the clouds its garment and wrapped it in thick darkness, when I fixed limits for it and set its doors and bars in place, when I said, this far you may come and no further, here is where your proud waves halt. We are simply not willing to live with questions. Questions leave us vulnerable, weak, needy. They open up gaping holes in our personality, our theology, or our lifestyle. Questions force an honesty that we are not willing to confront, an honesty that requires us to live with our lives unresolved. We don't like that, especially when we're trying to sell a theology that Christianity is the answer to every problem we face. This morning, I counted 288 question marks in the book of Job. Many were from the mouth of Job. Others were spoken by his counselors, who turned out to be much like the sideshow con artists of today. Who is this that darkens my counsel with words without knowledge? God said to them. But surprisingly, when God finally speaks in the closing chapters, his answer to Job comes in the form of more questions. 78 of them, to be exact. Of the 288 question marks in the book of Job, 78 of them belong to God. They are his answer to Job. Sometimes God answers us with questions. Questions that leave us humbled, awed, speechless, weak, and believing. Believing not because we found the answer, but because we've seen God. It doesn't matter that we have more questions now than when we started. It matters that we see God. For in the seeing, we discover that the truest answer to all our questions is to worship him. This reading is provided by author John Fischer, Fischer.